Shika, Shika,
Hi, Portia.
why China for MBA?
Oh, that's a long one. Why did I choose China for MBA? Do you want the long answer or the short answer?
Whichever is fine.
Okay, I'll just be real with you. So, I've been running Shikakope. I was running Shikakope for a couple of years, and most of my suppliers were from China, spread across Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Dongguan, Yiwu, and a few other places. Of course, there were some European suppliers, but majority of them were Chinese. So then I started asking myself questions about if all of these things were coming from China, what was going to happen to me if like there was a closure of border or like there was a something happened to that whole supply chain system. So I needed to understand how they worked, how their structures were, and if I could replicate a few of those things back here, maybe produce locally. That was what I was thinking then back in 2019, sorry, when I first applied for the MBA program. So I did apply in 2019 to SEEPS and I got in, admitted. I deposited for my fees and then COVID happened, so I couldn't go. And then I got married and then I had kids. And then, so I deferred my program. And then in 2025, after getting out of marriage and looking at my priorities in my life, I was like, okay, what's next for me? So I decided to go back and look at the decisions I had made earlier before getting married. What were the things I wanted to do and what were the things I wanted to achieve? One of them was that I had wanted to go to MBA, pursue my MBA at SEEPS. So then I decided to go back, rewrite my application and submit. Thankfully, I got in, and then that's led me to this point. But why? Why did I choose China? Why did I not go to maybe Georgetown, TAC, and Said, or any of these Western schools? It's because when you look at Africa, our economy is subtly being run by the Chinese in the whole of Africa. We look at the mining industry taken over by Chinese. You look at the retail, look at the malls that are in Accra alone. How many China malls do you have? And now there are even subversions of that. There's like China Europe Mall. I saw one recently. It has this like variations of that, right? Even retail that's supposed to be for the locals have been taken over by the Chinese. There's industry, production, manufacturing. You go to on the way to the Volta region. There's this place that is it? I think it's Dawa or somewhere along the road to the Volta region. You see that there's a whole industrial complex that is for the Chinese people where they are producing things that they bring to us instead of importing. Now they are producing directly here. And then these things are being sold to us. So then I needed to understand look, in China, in Guangzhou, they make fufu and sell to Africans. They literally cook African foods. When you go to Guangzhou, you see so many Africans there. You don't see Africans like owning these businesses. Maybe a few of them, but the majority are even the foods, even the drinks, like and a Chinese selling sobolo to you. It was funny to me, but then when I sat down thinking, I was like, okay, these people have something that we don't, that I don't. They see opportunity where we don't usually see it, and it happens that I have the opportunity to be going to China to buy things, come and sell. So I'm like, okay, why not try to understand, what the culture is in China and what their mindset is on the academic level. How do I replicate this kind of thinking? How do I replicate this kind of culture? Because Chinese people are hardworking. They work a lot. They work for 9 hours 6 days a week. The only day they don't work is some people even work 7 days a week. But in Shanghai, where my school is based, people work, I think 6 days, Mondays to Saturdays, and then they take a rest on Sunday. Or maybe they run shifts and all of that. And it's quite interesting to me because in Ghana on Sunday, you won't get any shop open. Like unless maybe after church a few shops decide to open, but on the large scale, no shop really opens on Sundays. And this is not a thing just in Ghana, it's cultural across Africa. And I'm not saying that it's bad. I mean, our cultures are different, but there's a lot to learn from the Chinese. And I want to be in a space where I can be the bridge or part of the people that are creating a bridge for Asia and then Africa. So when people want to consult people on Africa, they come to me or to us, because I'm trying to get more people to go into the MBA with me at SIBS or anywhere in China, really. It doesn't have to be SIBS, but if you choose SIBS, I'm here to guide you. China is a brilliant place for people who want to get into like the EV market, people who want to get into manufacturing. There's so many factories that you can, partner with to set up a similar thing in Ghana or in any part of Africa. There's just a lot of learning, honestly. There's so much. You need to see it to believe it or to understand it. That's what I think. I think that I could say so many things, but if you do not experience it for yourself, it will just seem like I'm just speaking rubbish or nonsense to you. So why did I choose C's? Because I'm just fascinated by it all. I want to understand it. I want to be able to explain it to people. I want to be able to help people, grasp the opportunities that China provides, especially to Africans, because it's better to be in the rooms where these decisions are being made, not as an outsider, but as a part of the people making the decisions, than having the decision being handed over to you. There's a difference in that. So basically, that's my why. And this is a good time because, the world is moving from the west to the east. Now people are not looking up to America and UK and Europe. Like people are looking to other places like the east, Asia, Singapore, China, and then why not us? Why not we also look there, you know, to find answers to solutions that plague us? That's my why. So, Portia, I hope that I've been able to answer your question. I mean, there's a lot more I could say, but this is like a summary of it. For you who is watching, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I would answer them. If you have any questions about China or how to gain admission for an MBA at SEEBS or anything, just anything basically that is legal, just put in the comment section and then see you in my next video. Subscribe if you haven't. I love you. Bye bye.